Be gone!
Try again when you have something worth showing. Seal looks real enough. We don't take kindly to outside.
Hey, you! Gaffon sent you, didn't he? To summon us for the moot. Just because we live up in the mountains doesn't mean we don't know what's happening in the wider world. Well, that works out perfectly. My father's been looking for someone for outside the tribes to help him with... something. That's all I know. He didn't tell me much, but he sounded really serious. His name is Strana. Please, go meet him at his forge. You can't miss it. My father's been looking for someone from outside the tribes to help. His name is...
You've come across the Ulfra at an interesting time, stranger. But be careful. Things are stirring. And you... Now, tell me. I dinna doubt that. But most people don't have an undead half-giant as their leader. It's all about Tryggve. The chieftain isn't exactly everyone's favorite. Some say that it's a disgrace we ever let someone like him become the leader. That the Ulfra are now, the Stone Wardens are speaking up too, as he forbade one of our oldest traditions. The truth is, we didn't speak openly about it amongst ourselves. I didn't know if it's shame or helplessness. But ever since Tryggve became the Giant's chosen, strength has always been what mattered most among the Ulfra. If someone stronger came along, then that one deserved to lead the tribe. Now, Tryggve is the strongest. I didn't care how he did it. He was clever enough to reach for power no one... We, the Stone Wardens, can no longer visit our kin, and if you met any Dalriata before, whether it's the mad folk from Volker or the ones from Tøyd, Tryggve decreed it so. We're no longer allowed to honor any by drawing close to the giants, and so he expects the same treatment they received. I didn't know. Of course, I have someone resting in the stone sleep. But the chieftain's word stands above all. After all, he holds the authority to challenge traditions. I was born and bred a stone warden. My ancestors carved tunnels, built great halls. Have you seen the capital yet, stranger? That's where they worked. Shame it's so quiet there these days. I wonder if that old dog Gerf's still sitting around, counting on... Stone sleep took her early and fast. Some wait until their bones are brittle. I was at a pup when she went away to find her place. I'd give much, but I remember her well enough to guess what she'd say. So, I stay here, and to slowly slip into the stone sleep. Some of the younger Ulfrites question that tradition now. But to me, the young Dalriata pups don't remember the living capital. And they've never forged the kinds of friendship that saved lives deep in... They'll never understand what it means to rest beside those you've endured. That's why the stone sleep is so dearly loved. I hope that if the old ways are broken, but it is the custom of the Dalriata, that a chieftain may be overthrown, even if the one you're facing did not gain his strength by rightful means. What? It's forbidden. Thrygve made it law. No offerings. Fair enough. I cannot really understand why you'd do such a thing for a stranger from the... Here, I've marked on your map where Brynja rests. And take this. It's a trinket I thought. Dinna cause trouble.
Greetings. I didn't see you arrive. You must be someone important, if they let you in. I'm Cord. I guard this place. Aye. I know everyone takes us for a bunch of boors. It's like claiming all Thide are off, and that's not what I think. I've known a few Thides who had their feet firmly on the ground. There are different kinds of people everywhere. You surprise me. It's rare for anyone among us to notice, not that kind at least. But you're right. I've got nothing to be happy about. Challenged him, believing he could topple him from that he was. Madar was a strong man. I swear. There was no better warrior than him. If you ask me, Thrygve knew Madar was strong. That beast. Just don't tell anyone I said that. He forbade me from taking my father's body, and that goes against tradition. Anyone who challenges a chieftain has the right to a proper burial. There's probably little left of my old man by now. He'd likely fall apart in my hands. I'm not. I've always thought carving a throne into the lone pillar was a dumb idea. We all know it's a sacred place to the giants, and the Dalriata have always respected the giants. So, what's the point in defiling their sacred? I don't know what came over half the village to support Thrygve in his madness. Of course. Go. Thanks for tell me what you need. If you want to. You're not. If you manage to find my father's body, it comes from our ancestral mound. It's the least I can do for him. Yes. See you later.
A stranger among the Ulfir. Good. Aye, and hopefully one with some common sense. That's something this tribe has been sorely lacking of late. The Ulfrites were known for keeping their feet on the ground, but now even they've fallen to the madness of the giants. I come from a tribe that would rather drift through life half asleep, all because some giant woman made them vague promise. They stumble around denying reality while the world rots, thinking them. I've never believed in empty words. Or neither did the Ulfrites. Well, Giants used to live in the Forlorn Swords, just as we do. They were powerful beings, but if they were, they wouldn't be forced to sleep with a word of one man. Thrygve became but a shadow of one. Aye. I see we are of the same mind. A god stops being a god when he becomes something that can be easily comprehended. When I left the Toyd, I wandered the Forlorn Swords searching for knowledge about the giant's power. Perhaps you could. The Gunvalder and the Oirata. Two tribes, long... I may not be superstitious, but I wouldn't dare stir their rest. If you could bring me the records about their giants, I would be... Then I suppose fate put me up... Thank you, outsider. I am a Stone Warden. The Stone Warden I was... It was, at least when it debates on... I found for us in the gun... I couldn't, so I stay... I don't. I hate it, and I'm not... Still, maybe... What's your...
Oi, don't I know you from somewhere? Aye, that's it. I knew you looked familiar. It's good to see a fellow survivor from that cursed hole. Tell me, friend, how did you manage it? That hooded fellow helped you, didn't he? If you've got the guts to dislike the man who saved your life, he must have really done something to rub you the wrong way. You know, among the Dalriada, when someone saves your life, you owe them a debt until you can repay it. But now that I think about it, so tell me, what's happening in the wider world? Sounds about right. That's why I wanted to get back to my own people. Why should I risk my neck for outsiders? They've always treated us Sure, they're nice enough when you're useful. But once it's over, they look at you like you're a stray dog. Nay, thanks. Dalriada will always be Dalriada. Who knows? I wasn't here when Camelot attacked my tribe. If I had been, they wouldn't have pushed us back to the keep. Or maybe I'd have died an honourable death. I only know this. Thrygve forbade it, and the Ulfrats obey him like hounds chasing their master. Not my chieftain, not my problem. Wasn't exactly lively when I left the village, but now it's... The Thoid called it a blessing. Told all the Dalriada they should rejoice. Maybe that's why no other tribe helped. Not Ulfr, not Volker, nor even Thoid. You're joking? One Eye's rebellion actually worked. Ha! Now that's a twist I didn't see coming. Never cared for One Eye, but credit where it's due. He pulled off something impressive. Now all that's left is to rally the other tribes, get word to One Eye, and boom. Good. It's about time. These tribes have had their heads so far up their own arses. Who doesn't have problems, eh? Back in Arthur's time, we stood as one. Now, we're so damn stubborn we...
No. You're not a Dauriata. And you're too scrawny. I was thinking of knocking you flat in a fight, so Concha would see it and say, bloody hell. But with you... No. This needs someone with a bit more meat on their bones. Just look at him. Those shoulders. Those massive fists. And the scars. Look how long and thick they are. What does that matter when he's as strong as an Ulfa? Sure, there are things he still needs to learn about us. How else could it be? What do your people do when they want to... Look at me. Yeah, me neither. And the women don't fight. Handkerchiefs? Like he's got a cold? Well, I could give him a good wallop. I'm no good at talking. He probably already thinks that. Our chieftain? What's there to say? He's the strongest, so he leads. Think of me when you're...
Ah, you're the outsider Vigdis's kid ran into. We don't talk to many outsiders these days. Well, even back in the day, we usually didn't talk to them all. But if you're here, that means it's for some reason. I'm Hrafn, son of Tove and Isid. Like my father, I share the forge with Stroner. He makes weapons. If you need something special, you'll find it here. Nothing will protect your hide better than... And who would we be talking to exactly? The Gunvalders were slain to the last by Camelot. No, and that leaves only one neighbor. The damn Theuds. What about them? The Volkers and the Sveins are on the far side of the Forlorn Swords. The Dalrida went their separate ways long ago. And trust me, nobody feels like talking about... You've got that right. As I said before, No. There's strife among the Ulfr. More and more are openly voicing their disagreement with Thrygva's rule. The chieftain's word has always guided us, and Thrygva will remain chieftain until someone... So, the strongest leads. The one blessed by the... Fear drives them. I believe that, if we fail the trials ahead, it means, as our chieftain's case has shown, tradition shouldn't strife us. Not just anyone can issue a challenge for a duel. First, it's proof that they have the support of at least one among us. Even our ancestors watch over these duels. The giants lived in the Forlorn Swords once. For centuries, they slept until the Ulfr turned to them. For centuries, he connected with those who once roamed the Forlorn Swords. He is closer to them than this land, on the will of the giants, speak through him. Since you asked, I might have a small task for you. I need a few Brimshade hides. There's a project that's been on my mind for a while now, but I've been too busy to go. If it works, I'll tell you. Right now, it's just... But if it does work, let's just say that traveling through the Forlorn Swords at night... Life isn't always epic. It's your call whether to take it or not. Glad to hear. I've been someone's apprentice most of my life, so I'm not exactly... I'll be waiting for you here. Ah, these are fine. Now that I think of it, I'll need some Frostgrot mucus too. Might be useful, might not. Either... I'm not surprised. They only live in the Forlorn Swords, and the Dalrida believe they carry the memories of old... They say touching them would... But what I do know is they are very useful. I'll mark on your map where I used to hunt them. That's where I'd start. I'm not... I guarantee my...
Egil sent you, did he? I'm Stroner. That kind of order should go straight to Thrygvi. Until a new chieftain is chosen, Thrygvi won't... Well, that's good news. You're just the kind of... Thrygvi always dreamed of surpassing mortal strength. He became obsessed with the lone... The Ulfr might not be known for their writing. Thrygvi found out the pillar was a place where giants entrusted their... So he had a throne forged into the pillar and sat on it. I wouldn't call it madness. He grew to a monstrous size and gained... After that, human concerns no longer mattered to him. Yet he's still Ulf. It might not mean much to an outsider. We tried. The moment we declared a new chieftain, then, like nothing had happened. After that, the Ulfr began worship. Don't be surprised if you hear them singing his praise. They're terrified of his power, although... The Ulfr are a proud people, always the first to charge into battle. We are also renowned for our blacksmiths, the finest in the Forlorn Swords. But now we've lost our way. When Gunvaldr called for aid, and Thrygvi forbade us from going, it's the greatest shame of our tribe. I don't know for sure. Thrygvi doesn't speak much these days. but I have a theory it probably had something to do with the awakening giant of the... Many tribes envied them for it, and Thrygvi has a special connection to the giants. Not in the Ulfr tribe. Disobeying the chieftain's order means, and for a Dalrita, nothing is more shameful than... Ah, so you've met some of my brothers already. Since you know about the Stone Wardens, I'll tell you the truth. Darvan himself resides here. The only way to remove an Ulfr chieftain is... But there's no honor in fighting something. Perhaps my mentor, Darvan, knows how to defeat him. He won't tell me, and honestly, if I knew how to bring him down, I'd do it in a heartbeat. But Darvan thinks he's probably right about that too. Are you mad? Thrygvi is practically a demigod. Smart choice. He lives in the second largest house in the village. I'll be here.
my hand, stranger. But with the stone sleep, still, I'm glad to see a new face before I leave this world behind. My name is Noleg. You're the last living soul outside my kin to hear that name. Oh, no. Well, I am a stone warden, and by our custom, we give ourselves to the ore. Stone our forebears carved through for ages. We become yet another monument. That depends on who you ask. Me, I feel no pain, just peace. I knew what I was signing up for. But not all see it the same way. My family passed long ago, so I leave no one behind. And she's been arguing with Darvan for weeks now. It's a deeply personal thing. I've known stone wardens who felt the first signs of the stone sleep at dawn, and by the next dusk. And I've known others where it took years. I don't count the days anymore. But I can feel it's nearly time for me to choose a place for myself. When the time draws near, one makes the journey to a place where they wish to fall asleep. And finally, when their body can no longer move or feed itself. One of the finest stone wardens I've known had a habit of diving headfirst into any hole he spotted underground. Nothing could stop him. Fusca doesn't agree with our tradition. Understandable. She doesn't want to lose her father. But the poor girl doesn't understand that being called to the stone is the highest honor for a stone warden. Darvan is the leader of the stone wardens, and right now, maybe the most important man in the tribe. Since... You tell me. I don't know what it is exactly. They say the stone sleep makes folk more attuned to the rare and unusual things in this world. Seems you carry one of those in you. Let's not talk nonsense, all right? Farewell. It was good to see a new face in the Ulfer village. Who knows? Be well.
You're in the Hall of Remembrance, in the seat of the Stone Wardens. My name's Ast. I look after this place. Yes, it's a hall where symbols of remembrance for our ancestors are kept. Oh, all sorts. Best... You're here, so I probably can't tell you more than you already know. Yes. Very likely. I spend a lot of time near the weird stone. That and weird steel, yes. And they turned into stone, yes. They were. Old Eirg, who was the first to describe the properties of weird steel. They're not statues. They're Dilrida, who've entered the stone sleep. The name says it all, really. It's the sleep Dilrida fall into at the end of their lives. Various Dilrida who earned honor in the Stone Wardens. I don't know if their names will mean anything to you. All right. That sculpture is Glimhildir Ironfinger. She led the Stone Wardens 2 centuries ago. She looked... just... not much to say. Her rule was long and mostly peaceful. I keep things in order, and I guard this place. Yes, though in the Stone Warden... Goodbye. Welcome. Goodbye.
wouldn't come any closer if I were you. Because I said so. And here in the official hall of the stone, leave in peace. Ah, your powers of observation. A nice piece. Is this his way of telling me you're worth my time? And I want peace on Avalon. Bold and straightforward. But there's one problem. You aren't of Dalrita blood. So, I can't admit you to our ranks. Our ancient laws say you might, yes. If you achieved something great, say, a feat of war, the Elder Council might allow you to walk the path. But as I said, it's no old dead law. Our tribes aren't exactly known for their hospitality. Ah, that's a different matter. I see no reason you couldn't take on our tasks, and if you've won Kavor's favor, to prove your worth to the Stone Wardens, you must find a weird stone. It used to be the first task for any prospective member of our brotherhood. I can tell you where to start searching. There was once a rich vein in an old mine to the north. We abandoned it a century ago, but I can guarantee you'll find something. And on that note, Thrigva, that cursed fool, and perhaps he is, for now. You cannot defeat him as you are. The lone pillar no blade will bite, no armor will hold. Listen well. To face Thrigva and live, you'll need to forge a weapon, a true marvel, one capable of shattering the lone pillar's might. I'll help you forge it, but you'll need to gather the giant's blessings first. What do I look like, a giant keeper? The giants have no love for the likes of us anymore. If Stroner sent you, then go back to his hut. His wife might know something useful. The giants respect bargains, oaths, and stories. Stroner keeps her close. Protective, I'd say. The Ulfar tribesfolk say she's mad. Perhaps even a liar. Claiming she speaks to giants? But mad or not, don't judge her by their words. Go to her and listen. Conspire. Ha! Call it what you like. Plotting, scheming. Thrigva's not a man anymore. He's a curse on Stroner, and I understand that. Someone has to stop him. And it sure as hell. If it were up to me, I'd vote against it. The moot waste time. We've got greater problems to solve. Fractured tribes. Off you go. Well met.
Vigdis? What? Does that old man really believe her ramblings are the will of the giants? I won't say what I really think about this, because I'm protecting her from prying eyes. I don't know you. Why would I speak of my wife? For any Dalrita, losing one's mind is like a living death, a shame worse than most can bear. But I love her too much to grant her a good. If Darvan believes she hasn't gone mad, but instead serves as a bridge between the Ulfr and you'll find her in the locked room.
He sent you, didn't he? Yes, I know their ways. Or what little of it, but you're not here for stories, are you? The giants don't just hand out blessings like baubles at a... They respect oaths, strength, and sacrifice. Each giant demands something different. It could be a test of will, Start where the land still remembers their steps. You'll feel it when you're close. The air grows. We built shrines near the giants themselves, where they stand. If you falter, they will know. And if you lie... For the Gonvaldor giant, the summoner, bring proof of the hunt. The summoner respects not just strength, but the bonds you forge. For the Thoid Mother, the giant of bloom and ash, simple, fragile things, yet they carry life even in ruin. And for the giant below, the keeper of depths, the giants demand truth, not tricks. Fail them, and you'll... The giants see Thrugva for what he is. A parasite. For years they've waited, longing for a champion, someone strong and worthy enough. If you prove yourself, they will help you. Just show them you're the... Because I speak truths they'd rather forget. It's the giants haven't abandoned us. Go with...
matter. But I'm as strong a warrior as he was. Because I heard you wanted to challenge Thrygve. Maybe I could have waited and watched my lord turn you into peace. I'll do whatever it takes to ensure Thrygve rules for... That's why I've decided to raise an army of undead warriors. Now I know all my efforts will pay off. Thrygve will lead his He was a fool, that's all. One of many. Why discard mighty warriors? When they're... It could have weakened you. Just enough for me to finish you off without breaking a sweat. But you took the first blow. I would be grateful if I didn't And here I thought you'd never... You'll make a fine addition to my... Fight!
Greetings, walker in the weirdness. Skuld sees the weirdness flowing through you. A swirl of colors surrounds your soul. The Thoid tribe longs to dream Mother's dream. Mother told Senja, Skuld's sister, when the one who walks in the weirdness arrives, you will fall into the sleep.
You are here, walker in the weir. I am Ingvi. May my stature not surprise you. For the Thoid, it is what you bring to the tribe that matters. I am my tribe's servant. I've heard the voice, but the members of the Thoid tribe are preparing to fall into sleep, and it is my duty to ensure their safety while they do. We sleep to dream the... It is sacred to the Thoid. Until now, only through the... Now... By... If... We... You... The... That... We... How... That... One... That... How do you think you can help us? If that's the case, I won't stop you from... But don't you dare harm her. If you do, you'll have the entire... As you wish. Well, I won't make any decisions about the dreaming until you return with answers. Walker in... I've heard the voice. The mem...
It gladdens school to see you here, for it means we draw ever closer to behold the dreaming, walker in the weirdness. The world that withers is no home to us. It is a fleeting mirage where nothing holds, but the dreaming is eternal, and it has a purpose. When your arrival ended the vigil, the dreaming began. Sonder is the moment when we shall become one with Mother's dream. Sonder is also a place. Ingvi believes you may unravel the burdens that weigh upon some of the Thoid, without freeing them from these. Ingvi, life, once, but you're a.
You, don't just stand there. Help me find Veilkin. I know that filthy swine is hiding somewhere around here. They call me Alfhild. I have sworn to watch over Sinja while she dreams mother. Now you know who I am, so help me find Veilkin. A filthy beast. A mongrel who tried. Oh, how I wish I had cut them off when I had the chance. And now he's entered the vigil and I cannot. If he dares try to harm her again. Sinja! I chased. I need. Because he can't. His very presence would. Good. I'll bring me his head so I can finally dream in.
Behold, Walker, this is one of Mother's earthly faces. She watches over us now in the dreaming, as she once did in the waking world. I believe Mather watches your path with great intent, as do I.
Have you found him? Oh, thank Mother. Sinja is finally safe. Thank you. Walker in the Wyrdness. That means the... And I'll see... I do. She's so... Have a good... Thank you.
Walker in the Wyrdness. You... I need to speak with Ingvi. But ever since the dream began, she must hear this before it's too late. That's exactly the problem. Sonder is a trap. Please, I'm begging you. The Giant Mother. The one we believe to be Mather. To surrender ourselves to her care. But why did we ever assume she was Mather? Our Mother Goddess was a warrior. She gave... And what is this? Sunder is an escape. If we flee into... we are on... I don't know if it'll be enough. Tell Ingvi that Rune reminds her of the duty of every Dolriada. The Giant Mother is not Myther. I know my plea must sound desperate. If you grant my but if that is the only way to save the tribe, then...
You are the walker in the weirdness. I need help. Not my mate Sidara, my friend Bodil and I went to the Giant's Barrow. We sought knowledge, a sign that we still walk toward Mother's dream. Bodil. Find Bodil. And then Bodil's earthly vessel might still be in the White's lair. As for Sidara, she sleeps in our hut. Please.
Walker in the weird... Ah. But... Does he now? And he's only just... Let me guess. He wants to switch places. Sacrificing him? You don't know Runa like I do, but in... The difference between us is that I face my chance. Taking him at his word would be naive. But I can't. On the one hand. On the other, my own doubts. Tell me, Walker in the weirdness. I will. You have my word. We've always placed our trust in intuition. And if mine tells me, thank you for your you may leave me to my thoughts.
My beloved. The throne.
Walker in the Wyrdness, what draws you to this place where stone and life entwine? Speak, and let the truth in your heart fill the silence. Guide you? No, child. I do not guide. I protect what is precious, what endures even in the face of ruin. If you wish my blessing, prove you understand the value of what grows. Mortals are fleeting, but they are also the caretakers. Each life is a spark, each bloom a promise. The fate of mortals shapes the fate of all things, child. That is why I care. Thrygve. His corruption spreads like a poison. If you wish to stand against him, you must show me that you honor life. Bring me the fragile. Flowers. Prove that you understand what you fight to protect. shown me your heart, mortal, and it is steady and true. Take this blessing, forged in both bloom and ash, a fragment of what was and what will endure. May it shield you in your darkest moments, and remind you of what you fight to protect. Go with my blessing, child, and let life flourish where you walk.
weight, it is lifted. You must send me to her. Wherever Sidara may be, I will follow. And I know we will... more than I have ever been. But listen, not because I wish to, but because I not hesitate. Strike true. And when I... And yet, if you will not raise your... forgive me.
Can feel the change. Hey.
Ho ho ho, you're here. Munvarth nu. They call me Yar. To the mother's chamber. Munv like that. Well, before I and yeah, he took but oh. Some if you will. Here, this is the key to his cage. It works like any key. Just stick it in and did you manage? Oh. Hello. Did you manage to... Thank you. And I can order...
You have come, walker in the Wyrdness. Jarnsfor, Rune, Alfild. No matter how great or small their burden, it still bound them. But now they may step into Mother's chamber, and you shall be granted this privilege as well. Yes, that is why you will enter Mother's chamber, Walker. No matter the outcome, you have the gratitude of all Thoid. We could not have stood before Mother's chamber. You shall see my sister, Senja, and Mother, whose dreams we have. Do not fear. I know that you are expected, indeed. Yeah. Yes, and no, for you to await your school. Yes, he shall. It was his. Let the.
I have watched your journey, Walker in the Wyrdness. I saw how you helped the lost Thoid children face their burdens, the weight that kept them from entering this chamber. For that, you have my gratitude. But I know you have your own purpose. Now tell me what it is. I welcomed you as my guest. Ask then. In your tongue, you might call me Mornrose. I was known as the Giant of Bloom and Ash. I stood beside my brothers and sisters as they entered this world. And I stood beside them when they faded into eternity. You humans cling so desperately to the waking world. Your dreams are fleeting. You dream, then wake. The Thoid follow a path to end that destruction. The Vigil was the first step. Those brief visits prepared them for a reality beyond the waking world. Because I dreamt of our meeting, Walker in the Wyrdness. You bring change. And in the waking world, the human child, Senya, the keeper of my dreams, and their final burdens would be cast away. Nobody should fall asleep. They only bring fear and nightmares. And there are enough of those in the waking world. Don't you already know the answer, Walker in the Wyrdness? You see the world beyond my dreaming. It is a layer of reality steeped in suffering. A place where all that lives is... It happened to the Four-Dwellers. It happened to us. The Avalon is no longer a place that favors you. The Avalon you know is falling apart. Its collapse began the moment your presence brought conflict. And that conflict has irreparably weakened the very foundations of this. For a short while, you delayed the inevitable. You found ways. Because we share a unique... Long ago, the Thoid turned to me. For they saw me as a mother. Until at last, Senya appeared. Elder Ingavi, in turn, took upon herself the burden of ensuring Sonder for all her kin. This is the nature of our bond. Both the Thoid and I have given much of ourselves. If you have asked the Thoid, then you have already heard the truth. Sonder is both a place and a state of being. It is the deepest layer of my dreaming. When the Thoid sink deeply enough into my dream, and linger long enough to reach Sonder, they remain there forever. We swore fealty to the human king. Arthur spoke in our language, and his words were resonant, full of wisdom. He promised us an Avalon free of those who could shape reality through the Wyrdness, twisting it to serve their own whims. We helped him drive the Four-Dwellers back to Tuathan. We helped him because he showed us a vision of the world. From the moment we bowed our heads, he ruled over us. After the terrible war, and so the dreaming came to be. Then let me ask you one. You seek the legacy of the one who brought so much suffering. But now I understand. You need the support of the tribes to tell me, human child. Why? Why should I stop waiting for Ingevi and her burden is lifted? She has no reason to remain in a world crumbling into ruin. The Thoid are not needed by anyone. Gerfan clings to his dreams. Tell me, Walker, do you truly believe uniting the Delrida will change the fate of this world? The Thoid have suffered enough. Now they have a choice. You ask me to let them fade into nothingness.
Enough. There is no reasoning with the giant's stubborn nature. No matter what you say, she'll keep dragging you deeper into the labyrinth of her mind. That is why I ordered the giants to sleep. They reveled in strange manipulations, willing to wager their own lives in primitive bets and frivolous games. And so, I speak. Whatever this one demands, grant it.
I was wondering how long you would stay silent, letting the human whose body you stole speak for you. You have lasted surprisingly long. I suppose emptiness and oblivion, nevertheless. Greetings, Arthur. I am glad I have finally dreamt of this moment. The moment I can tell you, face to face, that everything is your fault. This is also the moment I accuse you of murdering my children. And the children of the other giants. Your human king got to know us well. When he ordered the giants to sleep, he knew that our children could not dream. Dreaming is something giants grow into with age, having no choice but to obey. We left our children behind in the waking world. Alone, defenseless, condemned to the coldness of death. Quiestra, the child I once held in my arms, never dreamed with me. While I built layer upon layer of my dreaming, but I had time. Enough time to dream of Sonder. A place and a state where there I will dream, Quiestra.
I have made many terrible mistakes during my reign, but I always considered what was best for my people. At least, that was my intention. I wanted to make Avalon our home, free from the plague, free from forces that would seek to oppose us. I thought that my return would restore balance.
Your idea of what is good is twisted, human king. As for you, mortal, yes, you need the blessing of the tribes to claim the crown. But you will have to manage without the Thoid. I will care for them as if they were my own children. To leave for Sonder, knowing my brothers and sisters, have tempting. But as for your words, human child, Yes. In the end, you have sacrificed yourself for our path. Though it may not be a gracious gesture, your word for Ingavi. I release Ingavi from her journey to Sonder. May she carry the burden of the Thoid. Leave now, and let us dream.
And what do you think would have become of Avalon if the warlike Dalrita, already revering the giants as they are now, had the chance to worship them as living, active beings? The giants were too powerful to remain among us, especially on lands gifted to the tribes of the Dalrita. There were those among us who demanded their complete destruction. It was already punishment enough that they enslaved their own children and used them as a bargaining tool. I do not blame the Theod mother for her anger. She has every right to it. At the time, I saw no other way. We had no way to control the giants, and we couldn't allow them to form an alliance with the Fordwellers. So we resorted to deception. The giants are cunning creatures. Had we not gained the upper hand, I am not proud of it. It is, and you should stop asking questions when you already know the answer.
Walker in the Wyrdness. I don't know what to say. Deep down, I've always felt that I envied Therov for joining One-Eye's rebellion and getting to... Now I will have the chance to know real life. Perhaps I will join those who refused Mother's call. The Thoid. We have long been divided between those, or at least that's what we believed. That they were cowards. To me, they were simply brothers who dared to walk their own path. I am still Thoid, and I am young. When I come of age, I can bring more Thoid into this world. I am certain they will be. They will believe what they... My role as Eld... At last, I will be... It's hard to say, but who knows, with Mother gone. I don't know how Gerfan will react to an elder without a tribe. There is a reason why the Thoid and on... I know, but that would... If so, that... See you at the moot. Walk...
Well met, traveler. Well now, you've done something I didn't think was possible. Truth as a reward, I'll teach you another song with what you pulled from that vein. I can—
Darvin, you have to talk to my father. I'm begging you, end this madness.
You're confused, girl. You're asking the master of the Stone Wardens to stop one of our own from entering the stones. Ridiculous.
If anyone can stop this, it's you. You can set new rules. If you ever respected my father, please do—
Out of the question. The Stone Sleep is the highest honor in our brotherhood. You should be proud of your father for it.
Proud? You're all a bunch of senile fools.
Fusca, Olaf's daughter. Fierce and stubborn. Not the wisest girl. But unfortunately, her grasp of our brotherhood's principles is sorely lacking. The statues there is the high— You may never— Then again. Ah, she doesn't— They say no, but Olaf— Help. There's nothing to fix here. Olaf chose this path. If he wanted to stop it, he would. Still, calming that girl might be worth a try. The last thing we need is for her to try something. Until next time.
What do you want out— No, wait! You are an outsider. Matter, thank you for opening— Right. The beginning. My father is doing something I found— He's good, but I think— Call it— No. I am— Honest— Do you— Think about— You never— And are— Darva— He grew— And— Oh. Honestly, I'm not sure. From what I've heard, I do have an idea. Although it's risky. At least for me. For you, you could also try talking to my father. Just don't let him drown you in all that honor and tradition nonsense. Near our settlement, there's a man called Frost. He's a nameless reader. Frost claims he created a potion that can reverse the stone sleep. I can't risk being seen with a nameless. If anyone caught me, it'd be over for me. That's why only you can help. Great! Give me your map. Here may Medder